Okay, I want to just talk about this real quickly. I'm going to make this a part two to what's coming is warranted. What's going to happen to people is warranted. And really, it's like I can't even ask for it not to come. I just need to get myself together, like I said earlier. But in order to get myself together the way I used to, people who want to be either spiritual bullies or bullies in any kind of way they are, they're just going to have to be removed out the way. And if you don't have time because you got to work and you don't have time to be coming home trying to do all about your extra stuff, sometimes it's good to get help to move them out the way. You know what I mean? But it's time for people who get in the way. It's time for them to be moved. But that's not what this particular upload is going to be about. Oh, I briefly talked about all the witchcraft that people do to each other, and said their hearts are black. And so people just do all kinds of witchcraft, whether it's binding spells, whether it's spells that make people broke, whether it's spells to break up doggone marriages, or whatever, make people sick, cause people to have bad luck. A lot of spells that's been done by people is very malicious. They can use it's duality in everything, right? So the same way they use those spells for wickedness, for evil, they can use it for some good too. The same way they use those spells to cause misfortune in people's life, they can use it to cause fortune in somebody else's life. How about if you see somebody who is suffering, who you know for sure, who you really know about their situation, that they can't really do much to help themselves, and it's hard for them to get on their feet, and you know they trying, not somebody that's just random that want to just keep asking you for money. And a lot of times I because of the situations I've been in, I can tell sometimes who really need money and who chooses a particular time to stand in the street with their clean clothes and ask for some money with their clean clothes. How did they get that washed? Okay, because a lot of people I see wearing all kinds of dirty clothes, they just walk around, and sometimes they may look like they look unkempt, but I don't see them asking for nothing. See, that I can tell the difference. But the point I'm making is with that, using magic in a good way. So if they see somebody who's down and out and they know for sure their situation, right? They know it. Why don't they use that magic? The magic, some of these people, a lot of people use magic, they look like regular folks. They smile in your face, they look as sweet as pie. They doing stuff. People that you would never realize is do, even if it ain't nothing major, even if they don't even know a whole lot. Most people are doing something. A lot of people are doing something. Some people just use their words. That's enough right there. Some people have a powerful voice. Some people have a powerful voice. You know, brown people especially, they were like masters over sound. Okay, they were masters over sound. Like with sound, you can cause people to go into a different dimension. You change stuff with sound. And a lot of brown people are masters over sound. So just imagine what the language that brown people use with each other is to no reason the way the situations they in, what they are in now, right? But yeah, so people can use magic. If they see somebody down and out and they know the situation for a fact. Sorry. Okay, I'm just looking at something. And they know they know for a fact your situation. Why don't some of them people that I know is somebody in there that might practice something that's seeing this person? Why don't they use their magic to help turn that person's situation around? And forget trying to get their permission, because you know what? The magic that people use to cause somebody else to have misfortune and bad luck and all this stuff and break up marriages, did they get those people permission? Oh, can I have permission to do spell work to break up your marriage? Did they get permission for that? Did they get permission? So why not use spell work on somebody that you see is trying? And sometimes they might have given up because they don't try so many times, and sometimes their head ain't right. So maybe do something to do some spell work to give them clarity of mind, to clear their mind of all kinds of confusion so they can get their head right to get on their feet. Why not do that? So here's where I'm going with this. That was just an example of how people, the same way people use their magic for a whole lot of evil, that can go the other way around because it's duality. That can go the other way as well. But people usually like to be black-hearted. They like to lean more towards just the inhumane way of doing things. They like to go towards the inhumane way. Okay? And that's why I said part 2 of what's coming is warranted, because duality again. Instead of using all that magic to keep trying to hurt other people, I'm talking about people in the world all together, right? People in the world. Whether it's wizards, witch doctors, high priestesses, high priests, whatever they are. Why can't they use their magic, once again, in a way to stop all of this stuff, this agenda? Why can't they use their magic in a way to push against this agenda? And that's not to say that you don't have some people doing some things now. That's not to say that ain't nobody doing nothing. But for the most part, I'm talking about the level of wickedness I see, the level of evil that I see that's in people, okay? The inhumane stuff that I see in people. They using all these just evil and nasty ways to attack somebody else that's harmless, that won't even hurt them. They just want to attack somebody else, right? Or they might want to attack somebody else that they might want to get revenge on, whatever that is, okay? But the point I'm making is, for the most part, people are using magic because they feel like what somebody else have might belong to them. Okay, they feel like they get the right to take whatever it is that you have, whether you work for it or not. Even if it's your beauty, even if it's your voice, they feel like that, your hair, whatever it is, they feel like they have a right to take it, and they use magic to bring you down so they can take what you have, so they can take your birthright. So if they can do all of that, why can't they use their magic to counteract this agenda? It's not to say they'll win, but my point is the intent behind it. If a majority of the people using this magic to hurt somebody else, if a majority of people that use this magic to hurt somebody else, if they use it to counteract this agenda that's going on, it'll be a totally different situation. It would be a totally different situation. But that just goes to show the nature of people right now is just to be freaking evil, black-hearted. That is just the nature of people. And so that's just part 2 of what's coming is warranted, because literally people have always been given a choice. Let me just say that. But in 2020, to me, it just looked like it was kind of clear that people had a choice to make. Which way were they going to go? And still in 2023, people are choosing to go towards the inhumane way, towards what you would call the negative side. Okay? And a lot of them are able to have some self-control and make decisions. A lot of times they don't want to exercise any self-control and do better, because a lot of times these people have gotten away with what they've done for so long. Maybe they've been successful with the things that they do towards hurting other people that might not have done nothing to them. Maybe they've been successful in getting what they want. Most of the time, maybe they've been successful in getting what they want. So they don't see any reason to do anything different. And so that's why I don't really have much to say about whatever agenda is happening, because people have been warned about this for years before you can see it with your own eyes. Let me say before it's been made obvious, right? Let me just say before it's been made obvious, because a lot of people was able to see things years before, but that's because they were always aware. They were aware before other people were aware. So it's been things that people have been able to see. But now, in this particular time, you don't have to know a whole lot to just see that it's obvious, right? It's just right in front of you. And with all of that, people are still making a choice to lean towards the negative, inhumane type of way of, hurting other people, using whatever they have, bullying people if it's even with their authority, or whatever. Maybe they have a stronger personality, maybe they're more outgoing, and the other person might not be as popular. Whatever way they use to bully somebody else, that's what they're doing. Okay? Or using magic against other folks, in a negative way. Okay? And so, what's happening is because people chose to allow it to happen. And there's nothing I can do to stop it, and there's nothing I want to do to stop it. The only one thing I need to do at this point is to act wisely. The only thing I can do at this point is to act wisely. That's it. That's it. Now, if you can, everybody's not in a position, and I get that. But if you can, it's really best not to be in a mass consciousness, or like a neighborhood with a consciousness that's low like that. And when I say low, I'm not really talking about ghetto and stuff like that. I'm just talking about people who accept the hype. Like, a lot of times they know better. A lot of people that I've talked to, and they know that a lot of this stuff is bull crap, right? A lot of this stuff that's being pushed is bull crap. But then they go along to do whatever they got to do anyway. So it's almost like the truth don't even matter to them, because whoever's making the laws, they're going to have to do what they say. Right? They're not going to push against it. They're not going to go against the grain. So it doesn't matter how much truth that you give people these days. They're going to do whatever they have to do because somebody else is making the laws, right? And they're not going to do anything to try to push against it. And then the few freedom fighters that you do have, that I have seen, the few freedom fighters that you do have, they're low in number. They just need to go somewhere else and create their own city, like their own, I guess, republic or whatever, because to try to keep waking folks up ain't gonna work, because they're already awake and they don't care. See, it's not a matter of waking people up. People don't care. They don't care. So there's waking folks up. No, it's that people are sheeple. People just don't feel like bad things are gonna happen to them, especially in the United States of America. People just don't feel like the stuff that's happened in China, they don't feel like it's gonna happen to them. Okay, so they're not sheeple. I hate to say it because I grew up in the United States of America, but let me just say it. They've been spoiled. They're not sheep, they're spoiled. They don't believe that the stuff that happened in China is going to happen to them. And then when it does happen to them, they're going to say, oh, this ain't right, but it could have been prevented, because the same way you got the Bill Gates and the Mark Zuckerbergs, and those are just the people that you see on TV, not the ones that's really running the show. So what they are sticking on plan, they are sticking to the plan. They are sticking to the overall goal, right? They're not fighting each other. They're not throwing black magic at each other, right? Because a house divided against itself cannot stand, right? A house divided against itself cannot stand. So they're not back throwing black magic at each other and all that. As evil as they are, as wicked and dark as they are, they ain't throwing black magic and attacking each other like that, because it's a goal. They're trying to accomplish a goal all together, whether they can hate each other. But right now, they're trying to accomplish a goal, and whatever they need to take care of is going to be taken care of after this goal is accomplished. That's how they seeing it, okay? Because some of them probably hate each other, okay? I don't think everybody's friends, but they see the bigger picture, and they staying focused on the bigger picture. And I'm not going to hate again. I'm not going to hate on that. I'm not going to hate on that, and I'm not going to judge them for it. Because there's duality. And with the start of 2020, with everything being in your face, people had a choice to make. And if they would have chose the more positive side of the choice, this would not have gone as far as it has gone. This would not have gone as far as it was going, because the frequency would be too high. Let me just say that. The frequency, even if they chose their magic to counteract the stuff they pushing, and they chose, look, we don't have time. If most people say we don't have time to be fussing and fighting, because look at this, we're under spiritual attack. Humanity is under attack. We don't have time to fight each other. If most people was to get like that and become one and unite, the frequency would have been too high for this to keep going on like this. See what I'm saying? So what's happening is happening because it is supposed to happen. People chose for this to happen. Okay? But anyway, that's it, and I will talk later.